Thank you for having us here today to share the story of our mother, Pat Kinsley. Mom was diagnosed with vascular dementia long before Alzheimer's was even a thought in our mind. We noticed that she would repeat stories or forget conversations we had with her. She kept the keys in the car ignition overnight just so she wouldn't forget where she put them. At first it was a little humorous, but when the episodes became more frequent, we started to get worried. We loved her through it. When the Alzheimer's diagnosis came, Mom would typically write it off as still just the dementia, or argue that her mom always told her, "Patty, you just don't pay attention." To be honest, even we almost didn't believe it. At 61, she was just too young. Eventually, though, the signs increased, like the paranoia. She would often get upset that we wouldn't take her to her house, even while sitting in her own living room of almost 40 years. Our neighbors would find her wandering the street in the middle of the night, not sure of where she was, and she began making unsafe choices, such as putting her hand in boiling water and catching the microwave on fire. She had started to become a danger to herself. We loved her through it. Ultimately, we realized a nursing home was necessary. It was one of the most difficult decisions we had to make because her number 2 fear was leaving her home. Realistically, though, she required more skilled care than we were equipped to give. And although it wasn't always easy to get to, there was rarely a week when she didn't have us with her. That decision, of course, brought its own challenges. There was guilt, frustration, sadness, and sometimes just outright despair, and we all felt it. We loved her through it. And then came June, and as much as we had prayed that she would find peace, those last few days were still excruciatingly difficult. We all camped out in her room, took turns holding her hand and stroking her face. We played her favorite songs and huddled in prayer, and as she took that final breath, one that seemed to happen so quickly, but at the same time last forever, we loved her through it. We stand here today with feelings that are still very raw. There are days where it seems incomprehensible that she's no longer physically with us, and days where it seems she's been gone for years. I guess that's just how it is with Alzheimer's. The mind goes well before the body, and you mourn them even while you can still be with them. Yet through it all, our family feels very blessed that we had each other to lean on, to cry to yell at, to get advice from. And we feel so fortunate that her number 1 fear was never realized. For even though Mom didn't always recognize us, until the very end, she was able to express how much we, her children, her grandchildren, her family, her friends, and her beloved Apollo Drive crew meant to her. We stand here today knowing that the only way we made it is because she loved us through it. Love you more, Mama. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie Kinsley Mayfield, and to your family. We appreciate your heartfelt story, and we appreciate that you've chosen to see beyond your personal tragedy and loss and to give back to this cause that means so much to so many.